And, Miguel Cotto, big Puerto Rican star. So they wanted to bring him over, but he's not like no Trinidad. See, they knew Trinidad whenever he come to New York, they do the Puerto Rican parade. Trinidad be right there, and Cotto just not as, You
want high-performance, long-lasting, affordable tools. You want Harbor Freight tools. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight. Save even more at our parking lot sale going on now.
Not as, embracing the nationality like that. Cotto's more quiet, conservative. But they caught him at the tail end of his career and thought they could come in and do the boxing thing. So him and 50 both failed at that when they see how hard it really is. You just can't jump in there. But I was shocked to know I didn't know he got rejected until today. Like he wanted to do a European tour. And he got rejected. I said, damn. Now that's something I never knew. I didn't know he got rejected. I just knew he hadn't done one until he got with Beyonce. And they became a power couple. Now he can do it at all and will. They did the On the Run 2, all these tours. Once he started changing up, and that's when you saw the Blueprint 3 was that mark. That was the first changing on to the next. That devil worshiping like video he was trying to show. I'm into the new age, whatever this is, the art. He trying to do the Picasso, baby. He wants to be European Jay all the way. See, Jay had to change, and that's what 50 was like, man, I ain't got to do nothing. Phipps was like, look, I ain't got to do none of that. I can wear a New York fitted hat, and I ain't got to apologize for who I am. Jay got to almost apologize to everybody for who he is. He got to lie and be like, oh, I'm not that guy from Marcy no more. I've changed. Look, I wear a new shirt. He had to apologize for the American Gangsta album. That's not who I am, really. I was just inspired by the movie. He got to apologize because he can't make those kind of songs no more. This is what it is. And if you don't like it, tough. But it's too late. He had to position himself to marry Beyonce for that reason. Oh, it was definitely for business. This was for business purpose. But Jay had to make Beyonce hot. And Diddy was responsible for helping him do that. Don't forget on the Patreon, no, we already done went through a lot of those stories. So we gonna get you Jamie Foxx's involvement. We gonna get you Brad Pitt, George Clooney. We're going to get you a whole list of things. Oh, Clooney's a real one. See, that's what y'all don't really understand, or what people really don't understand. George Clooney is a real down-to-earth dude. He ain't no, even though they put him on that pedestal, Clooney is Clooney. He gonna get George Clooney all day. Just be Clooney, think Clooney. they have no idea what direction to go in. No way. They got no sense of direction. Let me give you a prime example. When you start talking about a 360 deal, and people was like, Jay-Z signed a 360, I thought he was rich. No, he was rich in terms to us. To them, he was broke. You know how I knew Jay-Z didn't have it like that? The way people thought? When he was on Hot 97, pushing the Blueprint 3, when he was on Big Boy at the radio station, that's when I said, uh-oh, something wrong. Now again, this is broke by different standards. This is broke by a whole different standard that you might not understand. This is not broke like I don't know how to eat tomorrow. This is a broke like, damn. I don't know if I can, if we keep this up, I might have to sell my condo that I got downtown. You know, it's one of those. Look, it's been grossly exaggerated the type of money Jay-Z had. Okay, Jay-Z didn't have no $2 million. Look, man, they do so much exaggerating. Jay had about maybe 40,000 left. He did hustle up to where he had about a couple $100,000 at one point. He bought a $60,000 watch early on in his career before he grew up. Had a $60,000 watch. Don't know other rappers had. It ain't iced out. That watch was the most popular thing about Jay-Z. And he bragged about that one watch in every song. Nice watch. You really got a spot. Like you said, it really flow. And if so, what block? What you doing in LA with Filipinos and essays, Latinos and Chevys, like Frederico and his people? I answer all your questions, but then you got to go. That question I asked you is how bad you want to know. Blah! Now, yes, exactly. Now, we're going to get to the gist of it. Because you need to understand everything. Hit the like button, good people. Now, why in the world does everyone seem to believe Jay-Z is just this guy who can't do anything wrong? But he can't do nothing wrong. Not Jay. Jay can't do that. Jay never signed a 360 deal. He did because he needed to. But this is what I told y'all, and y'all need to listen. 360 deals are not bad deals if you're an established artist. Jay-Z's an established artist. He's known as Jay-Z when he signed that. He's about 10 albums in when he signed a $150 million a deal. So they were getting paid, Live Nation was getting paid off everything Jay-Z, from the shows, the tours, and everything. So that's how they were able to get the tour. And he could get international. He had to sign with Live Nation. Other than that, he couldn't do a deal. This is what 50 Cent was saying. He was, you never sold records like me. My first album, I'm doing the international tour. I made $34 million off that tour. He's like, I come off tour, I got 34 million. So that's his first album, his first year. He Rich Die Trying. He went on tour right when the album was out. He over there in Zagreb because of Eminem. Because you got Shady and Eminem and all of them, they got all that international form. Now Jay-Z deal was for 10 years. 25 million plus a 25 million advance. Oh yeah, I know the whole contract. I know the whole contract. 10 million advance per album. That was his. He had a 3-album deal for 10 years. He got a $10 million advance for each album he put out. So Jay-Z had to put out 3 albums under the deal. 20 million for his licensing. For all the licensing of Jay-Z and everything else, that was 20 million. The $5 million per year contribution went to Roc Nation because they created that company with Jay-Z, Roc Nation, at the same time. 25 million was to go to finance acquisitions and investments. So 25 million went to finance all the acquisitions and other investments that they had in place. So each year, that 25 million was going to go into that deal to get that going. So this is the financial setup that Live Nation had for Jay-Z to take him to the next level. So the very first album they came with was Blueprint 3. That's why Jay-Z was involved with Samsung when they launched the new Samsung Galaxy phone, and it was all screwed up. Like everybody would get the new Galaxy phone, you get the early release of the Blueprint 3. It was so screwed up they couldn't even hear it. It's like we can't hear it, it's the album. So it was a screwed up Samsung launch to promote the new Samsung. It was part of the promotional deal with Live Nation. Jay-Z did radio everywhere. When have you ever seen? When you see Jay-Z,
Somebody living
on
in
the
the
Breakfast
ceiling.
Club,
Where the fuck is this
he's struggling.
banging come from? At 10 o'clock at night. Like,
Jay-Z
what
on
the
the
hell is wrong
Breakfast
with
Club. That's like saying, and on the Breakfast Club, we got Beyonce coming up. You ain't gonna see that. That tell you right there something ain't right.
I should have got her a cake.
When I saw Jay on there, I knew it was something wrong. And at that time, that's what Baby was like. Man, my son Weezy got more money than Jay-Z. Because Lil Wayne owns Cash Money, so he got more money than Jay-Z right now. This is what he was trying to say was Lil Wayne had no. Cash Money Records had more money on paper than Jay-Z, but Jay-Z just did a $150 million agreement. So once he just did that 360 deal, he was like, I can show you what it is. Yeah. Man. Yeah, because they had to pay $20 million to Def Jam to get Jay-Z out of his contract. Jay-Z had to get out of Def Jam. He had to pay $20 million to get out of the deal. After he turned over and came back and was like, I'm back, I'm sorry. And did that Kingdom Come crap. He blew $20 million in budget money to market that out. They put $2 million on Nas' album and marketing. And that was it. This was supposed to have been the big launch. We got Nas and Jay-Z both over here on Def Jam. Nas' album comes out and does great. For the money they spent, they made a killing off that. And I'm like, it just sold like 1 million records. And that's all they needed to do. And they got all the money and the revenue kicking in. Then you got Jay-Z. He was on Saturday, Monday Night Football. Monday Night Football. Jay-Z's in the stands at the Jets game, sitting there promoting his new album. Redman album came out, no money. DMX, LL Cool J, that's when everybody was mad at Jay-Z. Even though it wasn't on him, because I tried to tell y'all before, Jay-Z has never signed an artist at Def Jam. Hell no, they weren't bad investments. They just weren't Jay-Z investments. All of that, what you talking about, the 40-40 Club, didn't make any money. That's why they ended up having to shut that down. They brought it back when they got some investors when they knew what they were doing. But they got involved with it at a different time. Rockaware was Dame's idea that made a lot of money. They were making more money with Rockaware than they was anything else. Rockaware was killing it, breaking in all the money. Record deals, you're only gonna make money when you do shows. When you go out and do your shows and hit the road, that's where you make your money at. Not really your album, because your record deal, how much are you getting paid per record? I told you 50 Cent was getting paid not even 50 cents a record. He was getting paid 5 cents a record. That was a standard contract deal. A record is like $16.99, $17.99 at that time. Almost $20 an album. So the record company is keeping all of that money. And for each record sold, everybody got points. So 50 cents money that comes off of each record is 5 cents on every record sold. A terrible contract. He didn't sign Rihanna? Absolutely not. He loves to tell that story on how he got Rihanna signed. He did not sign Rihanna. Jay Brown had signed Rihanna. Rihanna was sleeping with this man overseas. It's on my Patreon. I don't know if I should bring that to the internet, but Rihanna was sleeping with 2 white men. Well, she was living with 2 white men. One of the white men I knew she was sleeping with, he brought her here from the Barbados. And then Jay Brown found her, and she was underage. She was like 16, 17. So she's been doing this, sleeping with older men her entire life. So they the ones brought her to the United States. And she was winning beauty pageants down there in the Barbados. Came up here, and then Jay Brown saw her. She had this album, they were shopping her around her music. And Jay Brown's got her, and Jay-Z liked her for other reasons. And Milk Bleak wanted to holler at her. Like, yo, shorty nice. And Jay was like, nobody touch her. She's signing with us. She's signing with Roc Nation. I mean, Rockefeller, Def Jam. I'm the president. But no. L.A. Reid did all the signings. He was really the president of Def Jam. Jay-Z was the acting face of the president just to give him publicity. Jay didn't do any business. That's why he doesn't know how to run a company. Everybody thought he signed Rick Ross and Jeezy. Wrong. Shakira Stewart brought them in. He discovered them and was going to have them sign with LaFace Records. But L.A. Reid and Babyface fell out, and they ended up selling LaFace and split the company. So he went to Def Jam, and Shakira Stewart, who was the guy who finds all the talent, who worked under L.A. Reid, came to Def Jam. So Shakira Stewart Shakira Stewart came over and he was like, look, I know what y'all looking for. We got that new sound in the streets, that trap music. We got Jeezy and he got Rick Ross. And then they said, oh, let Jay introduce them as the new artist, like Jay brought bringing them in. So that's how they had it, like Jay discovered. But Shakira Stewart brought them in. Jay didn't bring anybody over there. Only thing he brought was Memphis Bleak. Memphis Bleak. Jay-Z has not done any business whatsoever. He plays the role of businessman. Plays the role. Everybody else conducts the business. He wants to look the part. It's the biggest con game in the world. But if you know, you know. Hit the like button, y'all. Y'all gotta hit this like button up. This that real spill. So, when you don't know what you're doing, what do? You go get people that know what they're doing. Why do you think Jay-Z went and got, if he knew what he was doing and he was boosting their careers, why did he go get Diddy? Because that's what he did. He went and got Diddy because he couldn't do nothing with Meek Mill. He didn't know what to do with him. He went and got Rick Ross and put him with Diddy. Said, hey, I'll give you 25% of my cut. He was like, man, I'm getting like 50%. I'll give you 25% of my cut. We just split it. So 25% for Diddy of everything they make and bring in. And Diddy was using them and showing them how to use them to sell product. He was selling his Ciroc. He was selling Hennessy, Patsy, Cavassier. And paid off the Cavassier liquor. This before the Ciroc dip. This is what led to him getting the Ciroc dip. Yes, Rihanna signed a bad contract. The contract was awful. But see, the thing about it is everybody thinks she came out with Umbrella first. That's how bad her first releases were. They just weren't good songs. She was trying to remake all these other songs. Talented as Rihanna is, Rihanna has a flair, a style. She's just got the it factor. But she can't write a song. Rihanna can't write a song. Somebody else has to write it. So how much money are you gonna get just to sing in a song? That's like Whitney Houston and her estate. Whitney got paid off her shows. Her albums, the record company was making all the money. Clive Davis had all the money. That's why I try to tell people the record business, this is why Nipsey Hussle said the only person he listened on YouTube was me.
Oh my God.
Do you understand that?
Yeah.
That fatback bastard Academics just told you that when he talked to Nipsey.
I can't believe this.
This is how Nipsey Hussle found me. Because he knew and heard what I was saying in the video and said, oh, this dude ain't just talking. He know what the hell he's talking about. Because he's talking the record business. He's talking about mechanical royalties and, oh, this guy knows. And he was like, damn, dude. Like, I've had rappers saying, dog, can you be my manager? I'm like, dog, I can't manage somebody. I'm not trying to manage somebody. I am not trying to get in the record business.
Let me get off of you. Oh, no, I can't.